Husband caught his wife cheating and got revenge quickly. Join us to reach 1,000 subscribers, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel to help us inspire and motivate with impactful stories together. We can make a difference. Welcome everyone to the Reddit Journey channel, always impactful stories. But first, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, comment, and share this video with more people who like impactful stories. Like this. Let's get to the story. First story. In this story, we delve into the complexities of interpersonal relationships, where a woman finds herself in the middle of a dilemma between friendship and marital commitment through subtle dialogues and interactions. We follow how she faces the challenge of reconciling the desires of a friend with the concerns of her husband. It is a narrative that explores the themes of trust, loyalty, and understanding, showing how the choices and emotions of the characters shape the fabric of human relationships. It is a story that invites the viewers reflect on the nuances of friendship and coexistence in a plot full of engaging and revealing moments from the beginning. He simply doesn't realize that our relationship is just friendship. Men like him tend to want to protect their wives from possible threats. But if only he understood how much I value our friendship, I'm sure he wouldn't object. Tommy expressed his disappointment, but showed understanding. I admit I'm disappointed that we won't spend the night together, but I understand. I was really looking forward to your company and to trying out that new restaurant. Taking advantage of the moment, he suggested an alternative. Hey, here's an idea. Why don't we have a nice dinner, and then I'll take you home? I'm sure he wouldn't mind you having dinner with a friend. Tommy's relaxed attitude and the offer of a harmless dinner were enough to influence my decision. I was already ready for the occasion and secretly craved company and new experiences. Tommy's persuasive tactics succeeded. Calm my concerns by convincing him that dinner posed no threat at 7 p.m., exactly when this happened. My initial hesitations and emotional turmoil regarding my husband JN became evident as we departed and headed downtown. Peter remained attentive, watching our progress with interest. The restaurant promptly informed Davis and JN of Helen's whereabouts throughout the evening, keeping them updated. Peter, the private investigator hired by John, skilled with the camera, spent the next 4 hours capturing photos of them at dinner, holding hands, entering the nightclub, dancing together, exchanging kisses, and portraying them as a couple in love. He also recorded several videos of them, slow dancing as Tommy wrapped his arms around her, caressed her waist, and kissed her on the dance floor. Before sunrise, Peter forwarded all the images to them the next morning at exactly 8 a.m. John, Helen's father and close friend of Brian, faced the difficult task of delivering the news. Unpleasant. Hi Brian, it's John. Hi John, we are still scheduled to play golf on Sunday. I'm not sure Brian, but I need to tell you something disturbing. Your daughter is on a date with a coworker. Even though she thought everything was fine in the relationship, she expressed her need too much and decided to see this man. I love you and Meg, but I refuse to tolerate this. I consider our marriage over. She broke our marital vows, and I can't forgive her betrayal. I just want you to be aware of the circumstances that led up to this. You are telling me she is seeing someone else. Are you sure this doesn't sound like my daughter? Brian has a private investigator watching them at dinner. He is with the man as we speak, betraying our marriage and our children. I'm sorry to have to give you this news. It's hard for me, but I respect you enough to let you know the truth, John. I'm sorry. Please don't make any rash decisions. I know she loves you, and maybe the two of you can work it out. Sorry, Bree. I have made my decision. I will call you soon. Let's reschedule for next Sunday. It seems that this weekend will be complicated with the address of the traitorous individual obtained by the investigator John. He went to Tommy's residence where his wife was. She appeared confused when John asked if she was Mrs. B.R. Tom. The woman, mother of 3 children in her 30s, answered the door wearing tight pants and a lace blouse that highlighted her generous bust despite the suggestive outfit. John looked away, focusing on her eyes to avoid any embarrassment. Are you Mrs. Brooks, Tommy's wife? Yes, he asked. Is everything okay with him? Gee. She replied, Oh, he's in good hands. Trust me, he works with me. Ha, wife, may I come in for a moment? They settled into the living room as JN delivered the news essay. Brooks. I regret to inform you that at this moment your faithful husband Tommy and my future wife are on a date. Yes, my dear wife confided in me yesterday that she needed the wings of her kind wife and her supportive husband have always been there for her, so she felt it was time to repay that kindness. "Are you sure you have the right man?" asked John firmly. "My Tommy is in the Friday card game." "Mrs. Brooke, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't sure my private investigator is monitoring them right now. I will have pictures and videos to share with you. But I thought it was important for you to know his revelation." Left him in tears, feeling terrible, knowing that their affair would probably ruin their marriages. But that was the choice Tommy had made the next morning after receiving breakfast in his room. JN lay back on the bed and poured a cup of hotel coffee, enjoying its aroma. A smile formed on his lips, but soon faded when he opened the photos taken by the investigator on his phone. The only consolation was that she had returned home before 1 a.m. and there had been no sexual intercourse that night. Anger grew within John as he witnessed his wife's betrayal, tears welling up in his eyes as he watched the video of him kissing with his lover's hand on her buttocks, destroying any hope of reconciliation. He also noticed that she was wearing the socks he had given her months ago for her lover. The betrayal and disrespect was unbearable, and he felt overwhelmed by humiliation and a sense of inadequacy. The initial pain soon turned into boiling anger. Tommy managed to persuade her to extend the encounter beyond dinner by taking her to his favorite nightclub. This choice proved to be the final blow to their marriage, and although she acknowledged her recklessness before secretly agreeing, he wanted this experience to be a unique event. John, with tears in his eyes, experienced a sadness unparalleled in his life. He had cried when his mother left and shed tears for deceased friends, but this pain was a deep and devastating wound. Watching the video for the third time, he stopped at the moment. Tommy touched his wife and screamed in frustration, promising revenge. He concluded that although she may not have consummated relations with him, her attitudes were unacceptable, disrespectful, hurtful, and a complete betrayal of his marriage on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. He ended everything with Candy at the hotel, spending the next 2 hours getting to know John. He made his intentions clear, and Candy proved to be the ideal partner for his plan. They returned home shortly after 4 p.m. and were already in bed at 5 p.m. before going to bed. John put his plan into practice, determined to confront his wife and move forward with determination. A message was there left by John for Helen. On it was written, "Helen, last night, you broke the bonds of our marriage and wounded my heart the moment you ignored those bonds. I no longer consider us husband and wife. We are still legally united. But the bonds have been undone and we are both free to pursue our lives as we wish. I intend to remain in the master bedroom as this is my home. You may occupy other rooms, but my space is inviolable. You have achieved what you desired, your independence, and now I have mine too. I hope you are pleased with your choices and your new life. With love, your ex-husband, John." He removed his ring and placed it on the message on the front door, holding it at eye level. He then took a knife from his collection and plunged it into the center of the ring, piercing the message and fixing it deeply into the wooden door. It would be the first thing Helen would see when she returned home that night. At precisely 10 p.m., when Helen returned from work, the sight of knife sent a shiver down her spine. The scene at the door caused an immediate disturbing alarm to anyone who saw it. She approached cautiously, examining it for anything else out of the ordinary. As she got closer, she noticed the note addressed to her tucked under John's wedding ring. Her heart raced, and tears began to stream down her face as she read the contents of the letter with the ring and the letter in her hands. She ran into the house looking for John to beg him not to leave her. She called out to him in the dark hallway, sobbing. The house was silent except for the noises coming from the bedroom. Climbing the stairs, she heard the sounds and opened the door in anger, only to find a young woman riding her husband as if she were riding a horse paralyzed. She watched in shock the scene before her. Furious, Ellen screamed at John, "How could you do this?" And before running out of the house, overcome with emotion and tears, Helen sought refuge at her sister Mary's house after. Regaining her composure and drying her tears, she shared the painful discovery of her husband's infidelity, expressing uncertainty about what to do next. Mary tried to offer comfort, assuring her that she would be by her side throughout the process, and together they would find a way to move forward. Meanwhile, John remained at home facing the remorse and guilt for his devastating decisions. He faced the painful reality of having destroyed the marriage that once meant so much to him. He knew that his choices had irreversible consequences, and now he faced the ramifications of his impulsive and selfish decisions. What was once a home of love and trust will now become an emotional battlefield, leaving both spouses devastated and with an uncertain future ahead. The situation was disconcerting. "This doesn't seem like John," Mary pondered. "I can't imagine him cheating on you. He was always so loving and respectful of you. I even envied the affection he showed you. He demonstrated for you. This is completely out of character. Has anything happened recently that could explain this?" With a submissive tone and tears in his eyes, he confessed, "And I don't know. Maybe it's because he went out with someone last night. That's the only thing I can think of." "Went out with who?" "Oh," Mary asked, "just a coworker. It was just dinner and dancing." "Nothing more," clarified Helen, seeking more clarity in disbelief. Mary questioned, "Or maybe you went out with another man, leaving John home alone, and believe it was just a one-off innocent yes. But it seems worse when you put it in form," admitted Helen, shocked and angry. Mary criticized Helen's actions now, understanding why John was with another woman, and expressed little sympathy for Helen's situation, as she sobbed even more, showing her the note she found pinned to the door. Mary solemnly acknowledged Helen's mistake, suggesting that she could have damaged her marriage due to a rash decision, offered him a place to stay for the night, but encouraged her to attempt a reconciliation with John the next day. Although she doubted it would change the situation, Mary warned Helen to prepare for the worst, noting that her own husband would have reacted similarly to such an indiscretion, acknowledging that John had been even more devoted than his own spouse. Helen spent the night alone in Mary's guest room, shedding tears late into the night and getting very little sleep. Mary sent a text message to John asking for an immediate callback, knowing Mary's purpose. John promptly returned her call. "Hi Mary, what's going on?" greeted John. "Hello JN. My silly sister is here and has revealed what she did and the events at her home last night. I don't blame you one bit, and I must say her revenge was swift," observed Mary with a brief laugh. "JN, you go see, I don't tolerate nonsense," I told her and John. "Look, I know she messed up, but she's a wreck, and I can't deal with her this way. You two need to work it out tomorrow. I don't know if you are kicking her out, and I wouldn't blame her if you did. But if she hasn't gone too far with this guy, maybe there is a chance to fix things. Maybe counseling could help. Or maybe we should consider therapy for her brain, which seems to have failed her anyway. Please let her come back and talk tomorrow. Mary, I'm sure she's welcome back. Mary, this is still her home and I didn't kick her out, however she won't stay with me while she's here. I'm not angry anymore. I'm deeply hurt by her betrayal. I will listen to her, but I can't make any promises. About the future right now, I feel as much hate for her as I do love. The pain is overwhelming. My emotions are in turmoil. It would take a miracle for me to consider taking her back, but you already know that you are the most sensible one in the family. I can't believe my sister thought you would be okay with her going out with another guy. Just be patient, and remember she loves you. I hope she hasn't gone too far with that idiot." Expressed JN, thanking JN. "Send her home whenever she wants," concluded Mary. "Thank you, Mary. You are the best you know. And I know with love, John," I replied. "Goodbye." Why Mary said goodbye on Sunday at noon. I came back from the gym to find Helen's car in the garage, and she was sitting at the kitchen table trying to smile. She said, "You know, we are not getting a divorce. We can work this out because we love each other." I remained silent, made a cup of coffee, and sat down across from Helen, who was nervously fiddling with her fingers in her lap after taking a few sips. I looked at her and broke the silence. "For me, it makes no difference. Helen, divorce or not, it's all the same. When you broke our vows, our marriage was essentially over. I don't see us as a couple anymore, and you are free to next whoever wants it. Like me, the only change will be your absence from my bed and the end of our physical relationship." This concluded the night you went out with the man you claim is not your boyfriend, John, or he is not my boyfriend, Helen replied. "Nothing happened," insisted Helen. "Helen, you went out on a date with another man who is not your husband, wore provocative clothes, had dinner out, showed affection in public, and spent hours with him. It may seem insignificant to you, but to me it was the limit. This ended our marriage, so you got what you wanted. We don't need to get a divorce if you prefer." No, I don't want a divorce," "Just give me some time, and I'll come back to your bed," she replied. "You broke up with the woman you were dating?" Freeze asked quickly. "I find that funny." I laughed. I replied, "You are the one who ended our marriage, not me. You effectively ended our relationship the moment you accepted the date and went out with him, breaking up our union. I have no intention of ending things with Candy. She is young, attractive, and exciting. She is an incredible lover. Frankly, it was the best sexual experience I have ever had." We discovered pleasures you never explored, and I realized what I have been missing. I see no reason to stop. You probably don't know, but while you were with your supposed non-boyfriend, I visited your wife Estella. You are aware that they have 3 children, so your actions with your lover do not seem to be a consideration. Estella revealed a lot about Mr. Nook. It turns out you are the 3rd woman she has seen with him in a year. And Jessica Wilson from your work was the most recent married woman he has been involved with, resulting in your divorce. Your tome is notorious, but Estella has had enough. She has recognized that a cheater will always be a cheater. It seems her affair with Tom led to the deterioration of 2 families, affecting 5 children and total husband. This revelation hit her deeply, and it was evident that she began to see the man she risked her marriage for in a new light, disparaging. She glared at her own foolishness, feeling horrified to learn that Tommy had caused the breakup of other families. Consumed by rage, she lashed out at her husband John. "He is not my boyfriend, and you need to stop saying that. I can't believe you went to her house and accused him of cheating. It was just a dinner, for the love of God. You are being cruel and hurtful. And as for you being with another woman in our house is unforgivable. This needs to end. It was just a dinner, you forgot, just dancing, kisses, and caresses at the nightclub. I promised Estella copies of all the photos and videos to use when Tommy tries to downplay like you are doing now. You may not see this as cheating, but to everyone else, it is betrayal. When will you understand this? Then you think I am cruel and hurtful. Let me ask how you justify your actions. Love and care. No, I will not give up on Candy if you can't accept this. You don't have to stay. No, John. I want you to break up with her and be with me. I won't see anymore. No one, I promise you, Prit. Oh, how funny, you promised to be my wife, forsaking all others. And that promise went down the drain, didn't it? Then, Helen. From what I see, if you are not satisfied with the situation, you are free to leave or file for divorce. Perhaps you could move to live with your lover, as you will also need a new place to live. Frankly, you both deserve each other. Or you could stay here, or perhaps go live with your sister Mary. I am sure she would welcome you with open arms. You would be a great example to her daughters, John. Will you stop seeing that woman? You don't love me. You don't want us to reconcile and be together. Helen, it is too late for that. The moment you expressed a desire to be with another man, you destroyed me. I still love you. My heart is full of love but lacks trust. I am unsure if I can. It makes no difference to me, I said firmly. She understood the seriousness of my position and did not try to challenge me. At that point in the following months, I continued to take Kendi home on weekends, while he hated these times and begged me to end the affair. However, I persisted in having fun whenever Candy and I would go out and only return after Candy had left. We eventually made an agreement that I would let her know by text message when Candy was leaving. I must admit I got a certain pleasure from watching Helen's agony, although guilt began to creep into my conscience. I realized that my relationship with Candy was purely physical, and the financial cost was becoming too much. When I returned from Helen on a Sunday night, I announced that I would stop seeing Candy for the time being and expressed my intention to look for another woman. Ellen then begged me to take her back and stop seeing other women. She admitted her mistake and professed her desire to have only me in her life. John, you have punished me enough every week. I have had to witness this woman come into our home and be with the man I love. The pain is unbearable and I can't bear to see him with another woman. Please give me another chance. I know I can't compete with someone like her, but I can offer love and things no one else can. Your words took me by surprise. Love. You don't even understand what love is. Helen, love is not abandoning your spouse to declare your intention to date other men. No, I don't believe you truly understand the concept of love. so you can't give something you don't have. However, here is what I will do. I will not pursue anyone else until we go through couples counseling. If we find one, then maybe we can have a future together, I said. She jumped off the couch and hugged me, covering me in kisses all over my face before finally reaching my lips. Oh, Gukoriet, I promise I'll make it up to you. She said, not so fast. I'm not forgiving you for what you did. I'm simply giving you one last chance before I end our relationship due to your infidelity. I said, John, don't say things like that. You love me, and I believe we'll always be together. Can I sleep with you tonight? Please chill, she begged, kissing my lips. No, not yet. I can't get that image of you with another guy out of my mind. The thought of you kissing another man and allowing him to touch parts of you that belong to me still haunts me every moment of the day. I'm furious at the careless way you hurt me and threw away our marriage. Lucky for you, our children don't know this, or I wonder what they'll think of their mother. Do you realize how upset I am about what you did? Let's take it slow and see how things progress with therapy. I've scheduled an appointment with Dr. Madison for Tuesday, and I'm about to face the painful journey of living through the event. The pain and agony twice a year, week, for the next 3 months after this time of therapy. We were able to resolve our issues. Helen acknowledged the pain she had caused, and understood my reaction. She argued that my revenge was exaggerated, but I explained that she had violated our agreement by seeing someone else we reconciled under a post-Napoleon agreement. She agreed to be transparent, and promised never to allow another man to flirt with her again. A year later, things seemed the same as before the affair. But now I watch more closely, knowing that it could happen again with the help of her sister Mary. We ensured that Helen stayed on the right track. Tommy's divorce cost him dearly, losing everything over simple dinner outings, dancing, flirting, and kissing. Helen, committed to proving her love for me and our children. Here are the comments from the Reddit people. And my thanks. It's important to recognize when someone is really trying to improve. Giving Ellen another chance shows that you are willing to believe in her potential to change. Good luck to both of you. It's great. See that you are willing to forgive and give another chance. So take this opportunity and work to rebuild trust. Everyone deserves a second chance. Right, read it, guys. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing by giving another chance to him. Thank you for the moral support. If you liked the video, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with other people who like stories like this one. Also watch other videos on the channel with themes that will be impactful and exciting, that will leave you thoughtful. Thank you for watching the video until the end.